Hey everyone, welcome to the Call to Lead 2026 info session. We are so excited to be here live with you all. Say hello in the chat. Hey Sandi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to reveal everything that we have ready for this crew in 2026.
Mhm.
So, if you're watching here live with us today and you came to the last Call to Lead or maybe the live podcasting event that we did this year, comment in the chat and let us know, what are you most looking forward to in the Call to Lead community and in the event coming up this year? Share that in the chat with us. We're so excited to serve you all and to take this to the next level. So, today is going to be all about walking you guys through what Sandi and I have planned for you this year, which is a lot. So should we get right down to it, Sandi?
It's a lot. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so let's go ahead and dive in. I'm going to actually see if I can share my screen. So just give me 1 second here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in. And the first thing that I'll say for all of you coming in to Call to Lead this year is that Sandi and I are really looking at Call to Lead as a mechanism for uniting and elevating women of influence who want to build powerful brands that change the world while leading with their core values, while being able to prioritize time with their family, their faith, the other things that matter to them. And we really looked at the landscape of events and communities and we said, this is really interesting. There's the rah rah inspiration. There's the hardcore bro marketing. There's intimate masterminds. There really isn't this unified community that is really about elevating the right voices universally and helping women understand how the power of community can help them to achieve their business growth goals even faster and really take their businesses to levels that they didn't even know were possible, right?
Absolutely.
So, I'll share a little bit firstly about the Call to Lead framework. And Sandi and I really sat down and we said, well, what is the heart and soul of Call to Lead? And what
Mhm.
is going to be different about the way that we put this together? And I think one of the biggest things for Sandi and I is that we don't look at Called to Lead as our event. We look at Called to Lead as our event, right,
Yes.
Sandi? Like
Yes.
that's the biggest thing that we want to invite you all into the conversation. We want you to feel like this is your community and your event as much as it's our community and our event. And I think everyone will feel that and see that in the way that we're designing things. But the first pillar of this is community. I mean, we all know that one of the hardest parts about being an elite performer is that you're constantly losing your circle or staying
Mhm.
stuck in one that you no longer belong in.
That's right.
And what we want to do is we want to be merging all of these different communities and all of these different circles and all of these women that are all in the space of shared values, but also big dreams and big goals and a huge vision for what they're trying to accomplish to form a new community, a community that is really rising all tides. You know, Sandi and I both believe that we rise by lifting each other up. And Called to Lead is meant to be a space where each of you feel a sense of community, but also that you feel that you can build your community,
Yeah.
right? I'll turn it over to you, Sandi.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for those of you that don't know, Kelly and I did our own little VIP session with each other a couple weeks ago, and we sat down and we really looked at what makes up these pillars of the women inside of this community. And so, as Kelly mentioned, having that community that is a great referral base for each other, having women that are high growth but high integrity in leadership. And that's one thing, I've been in the event space for many years. And I think that this is something so unique because it is a certain kind of woman that is going to be called to be in the call to lead community. And so we know that the pillars that we stand on, if you're here, you probably resonate with what Kelly and I, again, we're building this, but this is not just Kelly and mine, this is for all of us. And so this is something that you also prioritize your not just your business, but your family and your faith and leadership and your wellness, your body, how you're fueling yourself and taking care of yourself. I joke with my kids, but I'm also very serious that I'm like, I want to carry you guys until I'm 100. Like that
Mhm.
is where my mindset is when it comes to my well-being and my health. And I know those of you that are either in my community or Kelly's that I've met at the past couple of events. I know that we all are on that same page. And our hope too is that as you grow within this community, like you get to share this out with the women that are in your communities, in your circles, because this is only going to grow as we elevate together. And so for us, our vision for this is that you feel just as part of this and the way that we build. And we're going to get into this in a little bit.
Ladies, can I be real with you? I'm 38. I get Botox. I'm a busy mom and I do not have time for a 10-step skincare routine. That's why I'm obsessed with Liviand. It's a simple 4-step skincare system that actually works. It starts with a purifying cleanser. It removes the day, the makeup, and the mom life chaos, leaving my skin clear and fresh. Then I go to the vitamin C brightening serum. Instant glow even when I've had zero sleep. Next, I use the hyaluronic restoration cream, a total hydration boost that keeps my skin plump and smooth all day long. And finally, the firming cream. This one's the secret sauce. It visibly tightens, plumps, and renews your skin with the soursop leaf and fruit extracts, the dual peptides, and fruit stem cells. Basically, it helps me stretch those beauty appointments for months. Because as we know, moms deserve skincare that's simple, effective, and makes us feel amazing in our skin. Head to soursopnutrition.com and check out the Liviand Skin Care System. And don't forget, use code SANDY20 for 20% off your purchase. Liviand Skincare, aging on your terms.
But we all link arms together in a collective. And so, really having that high integrity leadership and the vision, because it's one thing to want a community, it's another to really look at what you're doing to take part in ownership in a community, in how you're building and the strategic partnerships that you're inviting in and who you're linking arms with. So, the high integrity leadership is something that we really, really are prioritizing. And we're going to get into that in a minute. And the final piece here for the Call to Lead framework is the 1% success. We believe and we know that we get to have it all. And there's no exception. You don't have to sacrifice being a great mom or being a great wife and having a phenomenal business where you get to lead and a team and your health. Like all of these components get to work together. So we wanted to share this core framework, these pillars, because we want you to feel so connected to this just in the way that we do. And so you know that like this really is the place where other women value this same kind of framework and living their lives in the same way. So we get to build all this together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, these are our three pillars of the Call to Lead framework. It's community, it's high growth, high integrity leadership, and it's 1% success. And the thing is we believe you can have it all. We're inviting all of you to be a part of a community and a movement of women that are leading the charge in the future of entrepreneurship that also believe that. And the truth is, a lot of people don't believe that.
Yeah.
And, we really are the first generation of women that are leading at the level that we are, leading in the way that we are. And so it does require a new framework. It literally
Mhm.
requires a new set of beliefs, a new way of managing time, a new way of strategizing the growth of our businesses, a new way of building our teams. So there is both mindset and beliefs, there are habits, and then there's strategy.
Yep.
And the Call to Lead event and the Call to Lead community are really going to be about bringing all three of those things together. What does 1% success look like for you? For us, we know that 1% success means that not only do you have a successful business, but a successful home life.
Yeah.
Not only do you make great money and income in your business, but you have an impact change agent leadership style where it is high growth and high integrity and it is of service to the world. right? Not only do you have a great business and high levels of business success, but also you're taking time for your mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health so that you can be the whole and best version of yourself. And that's what we want to encourage, cultivate, and really support you in achieving in the Called to Lead community.
That's
So
right.
we want you to think about Called to Lead as more than an event. We don't think about it as a one-day event. We think about
Mhm.
Called to Lead as a movement. And everything that Sandi and I mapped out for this year, and the reason why we're having this conversation today and not in August, is for that exact reason. We really decided to put a stake in the ground after the event last year and say, we want this to be a community. We want this to be an ongoing conversation. We want the moment that you walk through the doors at the event on October 1st, we want you to feel like you just spent an entire year building these beautiful, generous, in-depth, high quality relationships, and you're walking into a room and it feels like a reunion of all
Yeah.
the people that you've gotten to connect and collaborate with all year long. So Sandi, if you want to talk a little bit about that before and after, because Sandi and I really sat there and we talked about, like,
Mhm.
what do we want you to feel before you buy your ticket, and what do we want you to feel by the time you walk through the door on the day of the Call to Lead event?
That's right. And so we're going to break this down a little bit further, but really, the moment you are in this community, the moment you buy your ticket to Call to Lead, you're not just getting access to a 1-day event. You are getting access to a community that's going to have access with the directory of women. You're going to be in with a community where we have little micro events throughout the course of the year. You're going to feel like, and this is what's so beautiful about the way that we're kind of like really creating something that I've never seen before, is we're creating a space for you to come in, to find your connections, to feel connected, and be in a space that's not just a 1-day event. Like this, as we're saying here, like Call to Lead is so much more than an event. It's a movement where you get to come in and feel connected from the moment you say yes to coming to this event. And it really is a full year, 365-day and beyond experience, because what we are curating and really creating for you is so much deeper. And our hope is that, when you do come to Call to Lead, you have already had numerous, monthly or more touch points with these women, whether it's virtual or in person. And we're going to get into that in a moment, but really just taking it off of the virtual and into the in person, where you already feel like this is your community. You're like, this is my home. I know I get to come here if I need a referral, or if I'm hosting something and I want to share out to this community. Like, this is the community that will link arms with you, because everybody is on the same page with connection. You're going to feel like, I don't know if you've ever been to events where you feel so overwhelmed because you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anybody here. It feels really uncomfortable. You will feel confident walking into this event, already knowing so many women in the room. I have to preface that with, if you are willing to step up and be an active participant in this community, because there is a part of this that you do have to step into that leadership role, hence Call to Lead, and really take ownership of getting in the room, having the conversations, and really raising your hand and saying that you want to be a leader in this community. So we have a couple of ways that we can share with you about what that looks like. But really, like, you are going to be championed in an environment where you are celebrated, and we all feel like we get to rise together. And this is a collective. We get to do this in a way where it's not just a 1-day event. We're really going deep to connect with you all throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the thing is from the moment that you purchase your ticket, there will be a multitude of different opportunities and ways that we invite you to get involved, as Sandi just said, and we're going to go through those today. So
Yep.
stick around.
Yep.
Now, if you're watching here live with us, make sure you click the link on the screen or in the chat. You can actually purchase
Mhm.
your ticket while you're here live, and let us know in the chat so we can celebrate with you. If you're
Yes.
listening to the replay on either one of our podcasts or the replay that we send out afterwards, the link will be right down below the video, either in the show notes or down in the text below. So go ahead and grab your ticket. Okay. So we know that surveys have And statistics have told us that although we live in a world that is more connected constantly than ever, the average entrepreneur feels isolated. They feel like they're
Mhm.
alone in their success. And especially because most of you are the ones constantly pouring into your clients, you're the ones leading your teams, you're the one always behind camera, behind the microphone. And although that is a beautiful position to be in and it's extraordinary opportunity, sometimes you don't feel like you actually have peers that you can talk to about things, or business friends that actually understand what it's like to deal with and to face the challenges that you face as a CEO every single day. And that's what this community is all about. It's to kill that isolation so that by the
Mhm.
time you leave the event, you feel connected. And that's about way more than just showing up for a day. It's about getting your ticket today. It's about spending the next year getting active and getting involved in the community, showing up for yourself and showing up generously for other people in the community, so that by the time October 1st comes, you are really at the culmination of a year of building relationships, which open doors of opportunity for you strategically in ways that you didn't even imagine possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
This,
have to add, Kelly, I know from the last call to lead, I have some of the clients inside my high performance academy who told me they were meeting with other women that were already getting into either their communities or their programs at that event. Like
yeah.
in the room, they were making those connections.
Mhm.
So that was one day. And Kelly and I mentioned this to our sponsors, but the magic doesn't just happen in the room. There's so much more that happens after the event. And in this case, it's going to happen also before. So, really, if you want to tap in, connect with these women, and really just find that environment where you get to really be involved at such a deeper level, this is the opportunity to do that. Can we just talk about how bedtime used to be for us? Oh my gosh, you guys, I was hanging off one side of the bed. My kids were laying sideways across the entire bed. And my husband, he was literally falling off the bed. Don't even get me started on the stiff necks. We were actually at the chiropractor more than we were sleeping. We just thought that we had to deal with it until we found Alaskan King bed. Now we can actually co-sleep without the kids kicking us all night long. Everyone has plenty of space, and my husband finally stays in the bed. And we all wake up feeling refreshed, like we actually slept the whole night, because we did. If you're a growing family like us, this bed is a total game changer. More space equals more snuggles, less stress, and so much more quality time. And that was the true reason why we fell in love with this bed. Trust me, you will never go back. So head on over to AlaskanKingBeds.com and use code Sandi for a discount. Wishing you and your family sweet dreams from my family to yours. Make sure you head over to AlaskanKingBeds.com.
Absolutely. And Ginger, we can't wait to have you back at the event this
Yes.
year and hopefully sponsoring as well, which we'll talk about in just a second. So if you've been feeling disconnected, overwhelmed, maybe like you're on your own, three of the core pillars and objectives that Sandi and I have for this year for you is to help you feel connected, to help you to be more confident, and to
Mhm.
help you to really know and feel in your day to day that you're being championed by other highly successful, elite, top performing women. If you look at the vast majority of people that will be attending the event, and even those that have bought tickets already, these are seriously successful women that are doing
Yeah.
amazing things in the world. And so this is your opportunity to put yourself in the space of where you want to go next, and also challenge yourself to grow over the next year, to get yourself to that next level. Okay. So I really want to invite you to imagine that you could solve any problem that comes up in your business or in your life by tapping into one of the several thousand female entrepreneurs, business leaders, philanthropists, investors, and friends that you're building in the Call to Lead community. I know, Sandi and I have this with our South Florida ladies. If I have a problem, I'm texting them. That's the first thing I'm
That's
doing,
right.
right? Whether it's I need a new cleaning lady, or I
Yep.
need I need a referral for this type of thing in my business, or this person isn't available and I need to hire someone for that.
Yep.
Right. Oh, Lorraine said, I already have my VIP ticket. Yes, Lorraine, we're so excited to have
Amazing.
you. Lorraine was off frolicking in Paris this year. So she missed
Oh,
us, but she already got her ticket for next year. So we can't wait to see you there, Lorraine. So yeah, the thing is we want you all to have that same thing that we have built here in South
mhm.
Florida. And we want to extend that around the globe. And I will be the first person to tell you because I came out of corporate and everyone that I spoke to all day, every day was within my own infrastructure of people that I manage or people that manage me. So when I came
Mhm.
into the entrepreneurial world, I had no connections. I had no network. I hadn't been using social media for like personal or business purposes at all. I felt completely alone. I felt
Yeah.
isolated. There was no one to text. There was no
Yeah.
one to call. And I know that for a lot of you, you're probably here today because you feel like you're being called to elevate your business to a level that you probably don't have friends. You probably don't have connections. You probably don't have peers. That's okay. That
Mhm.
means that you're growing. That's very natural. That happens to all of us as we elevate. But what Sandy and I want to do is we want to build that vision. We want to build that village because it does take a village. And we're really
Absolutely.
working to construct that to support you all.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Sandy,
Yes.
you want to dig into this? This is
Oh,
the
I
fun
am
part.
so ready. Okay, so again, I just want to reiterate that Kelly and I, we have mulled this over numerous times because we really want to give so much value and we want not only value, but we want you to come in here into this community. And from the moment that you join, not only are you welcome, but you see so many ways to collaborate and to really just get into leadership. That's what this is all about. So I want to go through each one of these. So from the moment you purchase your tickets, you are going to become an elite part of this community, of the high achievers community. And so this is what it looks like for you in 2026, or I should say from this point forward, from the moment you purchase your ticket. So you will be in the call to lead directory, and that is an opportunity for you to get in there and to start your networking. You can take 20-minute get to know you connection calls, connect with the women that are in there. I believe we also have social media handles in there and really start to connect with the women that are in this community. If they haven't already reached out to you, because you're going to see
Yeah.
how deeply connected this is going to become, that is the first touch point and opportunity. Next, we have the Call to Lead Facebook group. So I know we're live in there right now. This is the great place to share what you have going on. This is like almost, and I know for me, like the Facebook group is different than like a WhatsApp chat. It's different than a virtual call. Like you get to go in there and share a little bit about who you are. Every day we actually have prompts. So when you see those, take advantage of it. Take advantage of the prompts that say, share a little about who you are and how we can connect with you. Because guess what? Yes, Danielle, we get to go in there and use that as an opportunity for the women that are in the Call to Lead community to know who you are before you show up at any of these events. So take advantage of that. If you see after this call, I would highly recommend you go into the Call to Lead Facebook group, get yourself in there and start interacting with the women that are in the group already. Member led called to lead pop up events. So Kelly and I are going to be doing throughout the course of the year pop up events where you get to meet with us in person. We'll be announcing those ahead of time. We're actually doing one coming up December. Is it 4th we
Well,
have?
yeah.
December 4th. I think we actually might have what, Kelly, one more
One
spot
spot. Mhm.
for any of those that want to join. It's going to be here locally in South Florida. So we will be announcing these little pop-ups. This one's actually specifically going to be a media day. So we have
Mhm.
the ladies, some of the ladies that were with us at the retreats. I think we have one or two of the girls from my academy also that are joining us as well. But this is a great opportunity to come join us live and get into the action way before October, way before Called to Lead even happens. So we also in addition to the in-person, of course, we're going to have the virtual networking and our collab parties each quarter. So this is your opportunity to get in every quarter, network with the women in the room. We actually did this, I want to say probably right before Call to Lead, where
Mhm.
we put everyone in these little micro networking groups together, and they were able to talk a little bit about who they are, how we can, connect with each other. So great opportunity. I would not miss those. I would get those on your calendar as soon as we announce them, because again, this is another opportunity to go deeper and really connect, another touch point that you have. Okay, what else? We have the micro event invitations leading up to the main event. So, as I mentioned, these could be anything from retreats to content days to there's so much opportunity here that, again, as we announce it, we want you to be marking your calendars
Yeah.
for these, whether they're virtual or in person, because this is an opportunity to really go deep and really like share who you are, but also how you can support the other women. One of the best, networking tips that I can give you is always come from a place of service. So really get in there, get to know the women, find out how you can support them, because that will be reciprocated, right? Come from a place of service.
Mhm.
We're also going to be doing member features and shares so you get visibility. Okay. So as you're coming into the to Lead community, we're going to be shouting you out. We're going to be featuring you out to my community, Kelly's community. Another great thing that I would recommend is like get in there as well and start sharing with each other. It's so funny. I had someone start sharing a lot of my content on social media and it caught my attention. I'm like, who is this? Why is she posting on my videos? Like, you get in there and you start getting curious. So start those connections. And also, we're going to have the opportunity to rep some of the Call to Lead merch, which you may have seen on Kelly and I and a few of the girls at the retreat that we had just 2 weeks ago. So we have some exciting announcements for the merch as well, but that will also be part of what this looks like when you join the Call to Lead community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, here's the bottom line, right? It is a massive undertaking to run a 500-person event. It's a
Yeah.
massive undertaking to run a 100-person event. And we know that it is a challenging, competitive climate that we're all operating in. And
Mhm.
so we want to kind of remove that burden for those of you that are like, oh, I really want to have an event, but it's such a big undertaking, both time and money and expense and all of the things. And so we're going to talk to you a little bit about that, but I also want you to look at all of these opportunities and know, number one, it's choose your own adventure. Some of
Yeah.
you sitting here today might be like, I'm going to do every single one of those things on there. And some of you might be like, I'm super busy. I just want to come to the event. It's choose
Mhm.
your own adventure. But what we want to make sure happens is that we connect elite 6 through 9 figure women from all around the world, and that there are ample opportunities to build relationships across industries. One of the biggest mistakes that people make is they only connect and collaborate with people that do the same thing as them. They're like always in the room with other coaches. They're always in the room with other
Mhm.
people that do health related things. They're only in the room with people that do the same service that they offer. That's a huge mistake. You don't realize how much you will learn from actually connecting with people that don't do the same thing as you, that come from a different perspective, right?
That's
So
right.
we want to give you lots of touch points, lots of opportunities to get involved, lots of different ways that we're going to support you along the way. And you are really being invited to collaborate with us, right? We want, hold on one second. It's not updating. Let's see. There we go. All right. So, we want this to be a place where you are uniting with other high achievers, right? Whether you're looking for that new business bestie that's also building a 7 or 8 figure company, and you want someone that just doesn't think you're crazy for the big goals and the big dreams that you have, right? Or maybe you want a collaboration partner that you can do cross pollination and do audience building with. We have a lot of women from Call to Lead who are already doing podcast stages. They're having
Yeah.
each other on their stages, both virtually and in person. They're doing collaborations. They're helping put each other's launches in front of each other's audiences. They're doing all sorts of cross pollination events because you're going to go better and faster together, right?
Right.
So obviously a lot of the women in the Call to Lead community are also hiring one another, right? All of us
Mhm.
know that our likelihood of success hiring someone that either we know or that has been referred to us, we're going to have a much higher likelihood of that going well than if we go and hire like a random,
Yeah.
person off the internet, right? And so a lot of these people are also connecting and linking up to work with one another, right? So whether it's your next dream client, whether it's making new friends, whether it's collaboration partners, whether it's someone to do audience building with, yes, Cassandra, we definitely want to see you there. Let us know in the chat if you are going to go ahead and grab your ticket to call to lead today. The team will put that again in the chat there for you. It's also up on the screen. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, Sandi, you want to take
Yes.
it from here? Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we want you right now, right this moment, to mark your calendar. Okay. So save the date right now. October 1st, 2026 is called to lead. And by the way, we're going to go over kind of the second part in a moment for our diamond, the first 100, I should say, the first 100 diamond ticket holders. Also, mark your calendars for October 2nd because we're going to be doing a very special second day event at my house for the first 100 diamond ticket holders, plus the speakers and sponsors and our collab partners. So,
Mhm.
mark the calendar right now, get your ticket, and we want you to start collaborating. And so when Kelly and I were sitting down and really looking at just the scope of the event space and what's going on and what, kind of what that industry is doing, if you want to be a trailblazer, you have to do things differently. And so
Mhm.
we were really looking at that blank space of what would we want to have? Like, what do we see in the event space that isn't currently there? So
Mhm.
we decided to flip the script on how events are done and really focus on the full year of building this community, promoting those of you that are involved. So, promoting our participants and our sponsors
Mhm.
and helping forge real relationships among the attendees, the sponsors. I have to tell you, our sponsors, the way they get on board and they cross promote each other, they support each other, they show up for each other. Okay. This will be the number one game changing strategy for you if you show up in the right way. And this is the thing, ladies, we'll give you the framework. You don't
Mhm.
have to guess. We will
Yeah.
support you every step of the way. We'll show you the exact formula of the before, during, and after on how to maximize your investment. So there's no guesswork. We're literally
Mhm.
taking the guesswork out of it for you. But you have to be willing to ask yourself, am I willing to step up into this leadership position and actually get involved and
Yeah.
be a part of the community, be willing to rise with us so we all get to be in that leadership position together, right? So again, mark your calendar. I would love for those of you that are buying your tickets right now to comment so we can give you a little shout out and welcome you into the Call to Lead community. And as I mentioned, we're also going to be start sharing this out on our socials so our communities can interact with each other and you guys can get to know each other just on socials and then in Facebook and at these little micro events throughout the course of the year. But the first things first, you got to get in the room. So
Yeah.
get your ticket right now because I'm telling you, first of all, those diamond tickets will go first. It is both of the events that Kelly and I have done and mine personally, the top tier ticket
Yeah.
always goes first because everybody wants the first row, the access, the lunch, all the bonuses.
Yeah. Yeah.
So right now we still have those available, but once the first 100 are gone, they're gone.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Grab your ticket now. Let us know so we can celebrate with you. And, this is what I'll really invite you to consider as you're sitting here today, right? You have to decide in 2026 whose wagon do you want to link to. And there's a lot of different events you can attend. There's a lot of different business and systems mentors that you can study. And what I will say is this: if you are a female leader that is family driven, that is values centered, that wants to have mentorship, guidance, community with other women that also share those principles, it can take decades to build the audience size that Sandi and I have and that is growing every single day. We are pulling together speakers that have already built 9-figure companies. We're pulling together speakers that have done business exits before. All the things that you probably have on your vision board and your dream board that you want to create, you're going to learn from people who have done it, but not people that have done it in a way that resulted in the destruction of their family, or, really costing them their health, or, any of those other elements that we see so frequently in the entrepreneurial space. And I know for me, it's been very, very difficult to find mentors, because I believe that who you learn from matters. I believe
Mhm.
that who you're in the proximity of matters. I'm not going to go be in the proximity of someone that, yes, has achieved high levels of success, but has done it in a way that is not congruent from a values, faith, family, freedom, fulfillment, fitness, fun standpoint. There is a plethora of people you can learn from that have approached success at all costs mentality. And that's great if you're willing to dip in that pool.
Mhm.
We're not, and so that's why we're actually creating our own community of people that also agree, that are like, yes, and it's a both.
Yeah.
And we're not going to compromise our core values in order to achieve that next level of success. And so we're going to pull together the people. We're going to build the audience. We're going to fill the room. We're going to take the time, the money, the energy, the resourcing, the workload off of you, and we're going to create that environment for you. We're going to build that village for you. You just have to take the step to put yourself in the room, to maximize the opportunities that we're creating for you from the standpoint of the community, and decide how you want to get involved. Okay, so I'll just share this really quick. You guys can click that QR code. Do that quick, because Sandy's going to share her screen in just a second. So I'm going to pull
Yep.
that down. I'm going to pull that down in just a second. Click that QR code. And I want to call this out as a part of the way that you're looking at purchasing your ticket, because this is how I always think about things when I'm going to attend something. When I'm going to attend something, I don't want to just be in the room. I want to
Mhm.
also be at the front of the room.
Right.
So whether that means I'm speaking, I'm sponsoring, I'm contributing in some way, shape, or form, I am not just going to show up and be in the audience. I want to be a part of shaping that
Mhm.
opportunity. I want to be a part of making sure that every person in that room knows my name, knows my business, knows what and how they can work with me. Okay. So I'm going to pull that down for a quick second so that Sandi can share her screen, because I want you all to see how you can really 100x the value of your ticket investment by becoming a sponsor. And what I'll share with you is that we already started enlisting sponsors for this year. We already have our first few sponsors on board. We have returning sponsors from last year. Cruise on Camera will be back again. Motivation and
Mhm.
Success TV will be back again. Leah Hadley is back again, empowering women to really achieve wealth by understanding and mastering their money. You probably saw Leah in my stories today promoting her launch. This is the thing. When you link arms with us, you're going to be in our feeds. You're going to be in our stories. You're going to be in our community. It's not just about the Sandi and Kelly show. It's about who are the women that want to rally behind the movement and want to get involved in it. So, Sandi, I'll let you kind of give them an overview of some of the opportunities that we have.
Okay, great. So, with sponsorship, again, we really wanted to take a look at this about how we can showcase you to our audiences, but also there's so much more ROI than just being in the room. So, I want to chat real quick about our call to lead sponsors and what you're able to do with this access the moment you decide to be a sponsor with us with call to lead. So we get to feature you, collaborate directly with you to our audiences. And so when I say collaborate, I don't just mean by social media. I also mean there's layers and levels to this. So between your CRM, mine, Kelly's, the sponsor that we're working with, we really get to go deeper, right? We get to go deeper where we get to feature them. I actually just invited Leah onto my podcast, so she'll be on the Slay Your Day podcast and TV show. When we do that, when we bring these guests on, not only is it a feature on the show, but it also there's many legs to being a guest on the show, and that comes with SEO on blog posts, that comes with reels and shorts and all the content that we can cross promote, but also our list that we have in our CRM has been building for almost 10 years, right? So the people that are on there are a very strategic, a very niche uh woman that is on that list because of who I have been building my business and speaking to over all of this time. So it brings on the opportunity for the sponsor to really go deep with how they share their product, their service, and what and how they're showing up in the space. So I just want to mention that the collaboration goes many different ways. And again, this is over the course of the year. So imagine, think about the money, right? I just want you for one moment to think about the ad spend that you would spend maybe pushing out to ads, or maybe other forms of ad dollars that you would be spending, right? Just over the course of the year. This is a very niche specific audience where this is already curated for you, where we're going to be putting you in front of an audience that might not know you yet, but will get to go very deep with you over the course of, again, the next 10, 11, 12 months. So
Yep.
very specific. And also you get to create what that messaging looks like together with Kelly and I.
Yeah.
This also is, again, as I mentioned, showcasing your brands. Okay, showcasing your brand in a way that you get to show up. You're not speaking out into the masses about, I should say masses in terms of just like anyone who's out there on the interwebs. These are people who already are looking for what you have in this room. So if you go back to what Kelly mentions about who this community stands for, and what we are really prioritizing when it comes to business and family and faith and friendships and fun, if your business aligns with those pillars, I promise you the win. Because as Kelly knows, I just did a sponsorship call inside her Legacy Leaders program. Like, that's what we're creating for you.
Yeah.
We're creating an opportunity where we get to bring someone in who feels so aligned with what the mission of Call to Lead is, also while giving you the audience of the women that are focusing on these pillars, and an opportunity for them to work with someone who is vetted, someone who can give them and get them the results that they're looking for. And again, it's a win across the board. And that relationship, again, from the day you come on board, gets to only grow. And again, for 10 to 12 months, over and over and over again. So think
Mhm.
about that ROI. And that, my friends, is even before you step foot in the room.
Mm.
So just think about the power of the ripple effect that you get to build with that.
Mhm.
And in doing that, you're securing your high value clients. Again, women who already know they want to work with you. There's no hemming and hawing. They understand that when you come on and you're sharing what it is that you do, the transformation that you make, it should be a no-brainer partnership because of the platform that this is going to create. And then, of course, the ROI. There's many different ways that we're going to talk about that and how that looks and the opportunity that comes with that. So let's start with the 50K platinum sponsorship. So this comes with 10 tickets with the package. And like we've been mentioning, we have for all of these a pre, during, and after exposure for each of these tiers. So specifically with the platinum sponsorship, this is an invitation to one of our curated VIP experiences. Might be a retreat, might be a VIP day. This is something that you get to choose as our platinum sponsor as another touch point into the community. You also have the mention as a title sponsor on all of the event promo materials, social media, newsletters, landing pages, emails to all of the event attendees. A 2x dedicated story post on Instagram. And again, as the content continues to roll out, that will just be that will just compounds. A one dedicated post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and this again is with both of Kelly and my collaboration through all of these channels. We will also be doing a live stream collab together. So for our platinum sponsorship, this is where we get to go on live with your audience, our audiences, and by the way, repurpose this out to all the channels as well. gifted access to the pre, during, and post sponsor monetization trainings. So for those of you that don't know, Kelly and I did a monetization training on how to get ROI as a sponsor. So we have that available. We actually were selling this as well because we had some people that were like, I want this training, but they didn't invest in the sponsorship. So this right here alone, you could use this monetization, this sponsorship
Mhm.
monetization training for any room that you
Yeah.
are in. So the value of this goes far beyond just the sponsorship right here. So I just want to mention that. And then 2 featured posts on the podcast. So both mine and Kelly's podcast, individual podcasts, and on Motivation and Success TV as well. So that's all before you even get in the room. That's the pre-event exposure. And then during the event, personalized introduction and acknowledgement for you as the sponsor during each day at both of the events, because there are 2, curated networking time with the event attendees, opportunity to include your chosen items in our gift bags that we have, a sponsor highlight, dedicated feature on the step and repeat banner that we have. So your logo will be on that banner. Of course, everyone will be taking content with that and tagging you as well. Table in the live event space, connection and engagement with the attendees. These will also be depending on the level of your sponsorship tier, the strategic placement at the events, and then option to be featured as either a panelist spotlight or a breakout leader. So this is an opportunity for someone who wants to be in front of the room, be highlighted, be a speaker at the events. And then post event exposure acknowledgement in the official post event recap media video with any of the links that you want included, inclusion in the post event thank you email, which will feature the recap video and provide your contact info, reconnection with the event attendees, exclusive feature on, again, Kelly and my podcast, as well as Motivation and Success, exclusive feature in the virtual post event networking party for those of you that were with us for the last call to lead. Our sponsors were on there as well. And then the private post events party that's happening, as I mentioned, on October 2nd from 1 to 4 p.m. at yours truly house with the sponsors speaking and diamond ticket holders. Kelly, you want to go into the diamonds?
Yeah, absolutely. So we will have only one spot for the highest level tier, and we'll have 2 spots for the diamond sponsorship. It also includes 5 tickets, and you also will receive an invitation to one of the curated experiences with us in 2026. We know that for a lot of you, I've had people tell me like 1 hour has been equivalent to over $100,000 of profit generated immediately. Now imagine you had a full day with us or you had a full weekend with us, right?
Mhm.
This is easily a multi 6-figure ROI just by getting into one of these curated experiences. And we just completed the Escape and Up Level retreat, and the feedback from the women that attended was just astounding in terms of their ability to take what we were able to go deep on and begin to putting it into practice right away. You'll get mentioned as a title sponsor on all of our promotion materials, and you will also get 2 times the dedicated story posts, the dedicated LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and X. And I say that if you watched how we promoted Called to Lead this time, we probably did well over 100 real stories and posts. And we will be highlighting and featuring our sponsors throughout the entire promotion process from the moment that you become a sponsor. This is why we're having this invitation for you now, because we understand that repeated exposure is the number one thing. Top of mind awareness is the number one thing that's going to bring you an ROI. We wanted to really flip the whole world of sponsorship on its head by saying, like, if you're a Called to Lead sponsor, by the time you come to the event, if you're smart and you take action right away,
Right.
12 months of promotion, actually 13 months of promotion, and probably being promoted 2, 3, 5 times a month for a full year, the attendees are going to know you. They're
Yeah.
going to know you. And if your demographic is women that are leaders in business in any capacity, ages 35 to 55, you are walking through the doors of a room of incredible women that share the values, that are high performers, that are investors and decision makers. If that is your target demo, then obviously this is, to Sandy's point, when you look at where you can spend advertising dollars, I talk to people every day that spend 30 grand in ways that I would have told them you would be better off flushing it down the toilet.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is focused. It is strategic. It is to our curated markets, our lists, our audiences, and it gives you the opportunity to link arms with us in a strategic way. So at this $25,000 level, you're also gifted access to the pre, during, and post monetization trainings. As Sandy said, those are things that you use for anything you do from this point forward. And then also during the event, you get elevated to all of the attendees. So you get the personalized introduction and acknowledgement. You get the curated networking time, which is the post party. So we've
Mhm.
actually pulled that out this year. Our 100 most elite attendees, speakers, sponsors, and hosts will be at Sandy's house the day following. And we did that for two reasons. One, because we wanted to recognize and reward the early action takers that really knew that they wanted to commit and be a part of building this right away. Two, we wanted to be able to take your feedback and put more content and more structure into the actual day of, but we didn't want to take away that networking opportunity. So we felt like this was a perfect way to say, okay, well, for the people that are really committed to that networking piece and they want that extra time, the sky is the limit. You have the choice to
Yep.
do that. But why that matters for the sponsors is that that means that you're also getting elevated on two events instead of one. The second one being a much smaller and more intimate room, which gives you an opportunity to network in a more strategic, dedicated way with the elite attendees, which are probably also the ones that are most likely to invest, most likely strong decision makers, right?
Mhm.
So you also have the opportunity to be featured as a panelist or a breakout leader during the event. And then post event, you'll be in the recap video. You'll be in the post event thank yous. We'll be providing your contact information back to everyone. Those of you that came this year, you saw we did a post event networking party, and all of the sponsors that were there live got reintroduced again and invited
Yeah.
again to share what they do, how they can help the attendees, how people can take next steps. And then, of course, you get the invitation to the post party as well.
Yep. Then we have our gold sponsorship. This one comes with 3 tickets. I'm just going to briefly go over this just because we've explained most of these now. So with the gold, you get the invitation to one of those curated VIP experiences, the mention as a title sponsor on all of the event promo materials, social media, newsletters, landing pages, and emails going out to the event attendees, collaboration mention on all the social platforms, and gifted access to the pre, during, and post sponsor monetization training. During the events, introduction to attendees at the events, the curated networking time with the attendees, opportunity to include your chosen items in the gift bags that we will have for all of our attendees, table in the live event space so you can engage with all of the guests that are there, a 15-minute speaker slot at the luncheon. So we're going to have an hour luncheon for all the diamonds. And this is where if you're a 10K media sponsor, this will be your opportunity to have that 15-minute speaker spot at the luncheon with the elite diamond ticket holders. And then the gifted recording training of the sponsorship monetization training in the workbook. And then post event is acknowledgement in the official post event recap video, inclusion in the post event thank you email, and then the private post party that we'll have, like we mentioned, on Saturday. So to any level of sponsorship, you will get both of those, the main event and the post networking party for day 2.
Yep.
And Kelly, how many of these are we capping this gold at?
4.
4 of those. Okay. So 4 golds. And we already, I think, believe have one of those
We
locked
do.
in.
Yes.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then our silver. Final
Okay.
final package is our silver
Yeah,
sponsorship
final one,
package.
and this one I'm just gonna, like, give you guys the heads up on this. We
Yes.
have 3 of these available and 3 only. We're
Mhm.
actually focusing on having less sponsors this year, but being able to do more for them.
Yes.
Why? Because we want sponsors that wanna sponsor every year. So instead of having 100 sponsors, we want elevated sponsors that are serious about maximizing their ROI in the community. So we
Strategic
wanted to keep
partnerships.
this tier. Like we wanted to keep this tier so that those of you that like really wanted to get in the door, but it was like a little bit of a stretch for you could still do it. But we are making 3 of these available. So if you know that you want to sponsor and 5K is like your absolute max, I would say go ahead and invest in this today because they'll be gone this
Mhm.
week.
Yeah.
Okay. The silver sponsorship comes with a ticket. So if you already bought a ticket and then you decide you want to upgrade to sponsor, great. We can refund the ticket or you can use it to give away. Okay. You get the mention as a title sponsor in the promo materials. You have the opportunity to use all of the monetization trainings. You're going to get a table in the event. You're going to get to donate and have something specific. I always give books away. Actually, I'm
Mhm.
sponsoring an event coming up. It's a great way to elevate your brand is to give books away.
Yep.
Okay. So you'll get to choose something to have in the bags. You'll be included in the post event thank you emails. Once again, you'll be in the recap video. We'll provide your contact information and you will be given a spot at the post party.
Yep.
So if you are like just kind of squeaking in and you really want to be able to sponsor, but that's your absolute max, I would do that today and get yourself started. That visibility and exposure in our community alone is going to be so unbelievably powerful for you. And
Mhm.
again, if you plan to come anyway, why not put yourself at
Right.
that next tier above? Why not put yourself in a place where it's not just the people that you get to meet at the event, but that everybody at the event knows your name?
Right.
Everybody at the event knows your business. And it's not just what's happening at the event, as we mentioned already, it's what's happening all year long because all year long, from the moment that you become a sponsor, you will have the opportunity to be included in our social media, in our promo materials. You'll see that we'll be starting to put cards up on our social, in our
Mhm.
stories, and in posts, actually highlighting the women that come in as sponsors and highlighting their business, their brand. And this will begin really like in the next week.
Yep.
Okay. Now, this is really fun. This is really fun. If you would like to be a member of the rally team. So maybe you're like, oh, I really want to sponsor, but I don't know if I can pull that off right now. You are invited to be a part of the rally team. And that means that if you think what we're doing is amazing, and you would love to be a part of sharing the call to lead movement and you want to earn some extra cash just for literally telling other people about it. If you're like, I'm
Mhm.
going to this awesome thing and I might as well tell like my girlfriends from home and my other friends that are in my program and the people that I've been in a mastermind with, you will get 10% on all ticket sales. We'll set you up with an affiliate link so that it's easily tracked. We can all see visibility into the people that you invite in. You will get priority seating. You will get exclusive inner circle invites locally here with Sandi and I in South Florida. And this is for ladies that, again, you want to share about it. Maybe you attended one of the events last year, or maybe you've been in one of our worlds for other things. Anything that we're going to put together is going to be exceptional. And you want to share and you want to invite other people that you know. It doesn't require you to put out any big funds up front, but it makes it really fun to
Yeah.
be a part of the inner circle, to be a part of the collaborative nature. And those of you that got involved last year, like we're literally on audio every day. We're on
Yep.
text messages. We're in WhatsApp. Like we build a personal relationship with anyone that wants to get involved. And
Yep.
so this is an opportunity for you to raise your hand and be like, I want to contribute. I want to be a part of the community, like an active
Mhm.
player in the community. It's a great extra stream of income. And it requires no investment from you to do that. Besides, you have to have gotten your diamond ticket. Okay.
Yep.
Anything you want to add on that, Sandi?
Yeah, I would just say, look, Kelly and I are doing all of the heavy lifting with this
Yep.
event. And it's coming from someone who used to do events, like that was what I did. There's so many things that go into an event that you would never even realize. I mean, talk about just I always joke and I say, events have a mind and a life of their own because you just never know what's going to pop up and how it goes. And being at the level here where you are either a part of the rally team or a sponsor, this is really such it's an opportunity that puts you in the room, in the space to go deeper and to be able to be involved without the headache of all the logistics that go into it and all the timelines and all the ins and outs of what it takes to put on an event, where you can actually be a part of it and build and enjoy. So to me, this is such a no-brainer because it's okay, I'm there, I'm in the room, I'm connecting, collaborating, I'm part of the rally team, and I'm there, and I'm actually helping to get more women in your community involved, or you're in at a sponsorship level, which is really going to highlight what you're doing, how you lead, and bringing more visibility onto your movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And if you think you want to be a part of the rally team, all you need to do is purchase your diamond ticket. We'll reach out to everyone that purchases their diamond ticket and give them the invitation. So completely fine if you don't want to do it, but if you purchase a diamond ticket, we will make that opportunity available to you if it's something that you would like to do. So you can click the QR code on the screen right now. You can click the link that's in the chat. You can click the show notes down below, wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening. So what do you get when you're an attendee? What do you get when you make the choice to be in the room? Number one, you get access. You get to connect and grow with some of the world's leading female entrepreneurs. You get to connect, right? You get
Yep.
to build a network, build relationships, create connections, create breakthroughs. You're going to get to learn. You're going to hear from speakers who have built 7 to 9 figure businesses while putting their faith and families first. You're going to hear from people that are walking the walk. They're not just talking the talk, but they're walking the walk. People that you can look up to, study, admire, learn from. You're going to expand, right? The whole vision and the whole reason why this event is called to lead is it's for women that believe that they have a calling to
Mhm.
do more than be a follower.
Yep.
It's literally for women that are like, I see some opportunity in the world. I see some things that could look a little bit different. I see some things that could be done differently. Maybe that's in your local community. Maybe that's in your church. Maybe that is in your industry that you're in. Maybe that's in the space that you work in. If you are here today and you literally believe that you are being called to not be a follower, but instead to be a leader, then this is for you. That's literally why we created this. Whether it's getting involved in your local community, it's giving back, it's getting involved in the church or the government, or it's what you're doing in your industry. Maybe you're changing regulations. Maybe you're creating a new way of doing things. This is like your rally call to say, like, you're not alone. And there's other women that believe that you don't have to accept the status quo. You are actually built and called to break it.
Yep.
And if that's you and you're sitting here today and you're like, yes, like I am in that season, I'm in that era in my life where like I'm not willing to accept things as they're handed to me or as they were done in the past. I'm ready to create things the way that I believe they can be for the future. Then absolutely, grab your ticket now. Like we want to see you there. Okay. So feel free. Yes, Lorraine, I hope you will be on our rally team. I hope that all of you will be amazing, amazing. Um, Perfect. If you guys have questions, obviously you see us absolutely everywhere on social media. You can DM us, you can text us, you can email us, you can reach out to our teams if you have questions. One more special thing that we're going to be doing, I think we forgot to mention this earlier. Let me see if I can even flip back for 1 second. Is that if you want to save the headache of booking a separate event. So
Mhm.
one of the things that has been coming up a lot is that if you haven't noticed, a lot of people are ending their live events. There is a
Yeah.
huge trend right now of people that are no longer doing live events. And that sucks, right? Because live events are so important, especially with AI. We need community. We need human connection. Like there's so much power in what can happen in one day of being together versus a year of just being connected online. But the truth is, it is expensive. It does take time. It does take money. It does take resources, and it does take an audience to do an event like this. We anticipate this being a 500-person plus event this year, maybe more, which
Yep.
you can see how seriously we're taking that by the fact that we're having this conversation today and not in August of next year. That said, some of you may want to save the headache of booking a separate event and say, you know what, I'm going to book a row or I'm going to book a section in the event. And when you do that, we will customize a package for you. You can literally come to Sandi, you can come to me and say, listen, I want to bring my mastermind group, or I want to bring these ladies in my local community, or I want to bring all
Mhm.
the girls that I go to Pilates with, or, I want to have a section for all of the team leads in my company. Okay.
Your
You
clients.
can, yeah, your clients. Let's say that you don't want to put on a big event, but like you want there to be a time. I'll give a perfect example. All the moms in the Courage Club are like, when can we have an event? When can we have an event? And I'm like, ladies, this is company number 6. Like, I got some other things going on here right now. So, you know what I did? I said, listen, and we have emails going out to all of them this week to say, come to Call to Lead. We're going to have a
Mhm.
table for the Courage Club. Your daughter gets in for free when you get your ticket. So, follow that lead. I'm not
Yeah.
going to take the time and the money and the expense and the energy right now to go put on a whole nother event. But I'm
Mm-mm.
like, listen, you can have a section,
Right?
you can have a table. And so we're inviting you to do the same thing, whether it's 10 women, it's 20 women, it's 30 women, it's 50 women. If you don't want to go through all the time, money, energy, and headache of putting on your own event, you
Mhm.
can collab with us on ours. And when you do that, you will be elevated in the community. You will get shout outs during the event. You will have a signage for your special seating area. We will work with you to customize how that dynamic is laid out in a way that actually is meaningful for you, because it may be different for everyone
Yeah.
and there may be different reasons why you're doing that. But we will be very hands on in that process.
Yeah. And I just have to say this too, this is something that Kelly and I are doing that it really is the beginning. Like a
Mhm.
part of what is so exciting is that when you join now, like you are getting in as one of our really like the foundational founding members. And so when you come in, there's so much that we're creating through the course of the year that gives you opportunities to get in, to connect with Kelly, myself, these communities, and really grow intentionally. And I know something that I hear from so many of my high performance academy ladies is like, they're like, we don't want more, we want less of the really intentional stuff, right? So we don't need more events on our calendars, we don't need more distractions, we need really intentional. And so that's this room. This is the room where you can go deep with these women, whether it's connections, collaborations. A lot of these women will speak your names in rooms that you are not in, and I
100%.
hope that you hear me loud and clear when I say that, because this has happened time and time again, whether it was stages, podcasts, different opportunities for sponsors. Like there's so many things that get to happen when you're with the right crowd, with the right groups. And this room will be that if you let it.
Absolutely. It absolutely will. So let us know, ladies, if you got your ticket today. Comment in the chat and just say, I'm in. If you got your ticket, we want to celebrate with you. Just to answer a couple questions, this is located in Boca Raton, Florida this year. So easy flight in. You can go to Fort Lauderdale. You can go to Miami. You can go to Palm Beach, whatever's more convenient for you. It's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern on October the 1st. The post party for the first 100 diamonds is the following day. It's at Sandi's house. And that is really the elite and elevated opportunity for those diamonds, those first 100 diamonds, our speakers, our sponsors, and then us as hosts. So if
And
you know
listen,
you
don't
want
be
to be
telling
there,
us,
yeah,
if your ticket
yeah,
101, we're
yeah,
just warning you now.
yeah.
It's only for the first 100. So if your
Mhm.
ticket 101, we sorry, like get it now while you still have that spot to get in there for the
Yeah,
second day party. Because I know we're gonna hear, but I bought my ticket, but you gotta be
mhm,
the first 100
yeah.
to get the second day. So do it now while it's fresh in your mind and just get it on the calendar and lock it in.
Absolutely. And if you were here today and you're like, okay, like I want to do this, I want to be a part of this, I want to contribute in some way, I'm not sure where I fit, this is what I'll tell you. Go ahead and get your ticket. That's the first step, because
Yeah.
if you want to be a part of this in any way, shape, or form, you have to commit to showing up. Okay. So if you're not willing to commit to showing up, we can't really help you. But if you know you want to be a part of this, get your ticket. I would recommend getting the diamond ticket so that you get the post party, so that you get some of those extra bonuses and all the things that come with that. And then once you are in, message us and say, I either want to be a rally team member, I want to have my own section at the event, can we customize something, or I want to be a sponsor. And I just want to remind you, with sponsors this year, we are only opening up 3 sponsors at that 5K level. Okay. So if you know that you want to be a
Mhm.
sponsor, and that's the highest you can go, definitely try to capture that and secure that and lock that in right away so that you are able to be a sponsor. And again, the power of being elevated as a part of our community, having everyone in the room know your name, spending the next year, this is the time where people are looking for those final tax write-offs, looking for those final opportunities to write things against your income. And what could be better than something that is literally putting your brand for an entire
Mhm.
year in front of ideal clients, if your market is a match for our market. So again, if your demographic is female leaders, business owners, investors, entrepreneurs, 35 to 55, decision makers, income earners, then it's a great match, and it's something that you should take really seriously. It's something that you'll see us investing quite a bit in. And it's to Sandy's point, you said about the girls in your academy. They said, like, we don't need more, we need the right things, we need the right focus.
Mhm.
I know for me, it's the same thing. I told Sandy this, 2 years ago, I did 13 events. Last year, I think I did 6 or 7. Next year, this is my event. This is it. This is the
Mhm.
event. I'm doing 2 retreats for my legacy leaders because those are obviously a part of that elevated mastermind. This
Yep.
is it. And I think we're all in that same place where it's like, pick the focus and do it
Mhm.
110%.
Yep.
And when it comes to this opportunity, the 110% is getting the ticket now and getting active right away. So people know your name so that by the time you walk through those doors, you're not just shaking hands and saying, hi, I'm so and so. You're saying, hey, I've been wanting to connect with you. I think you can help me with this. I'd love to hire you for that. Here's where I think those synergies are going to really correlate. And we'll walk you guys through a lot of frameworks too, with
Yep.
like the get to know you calls, the virtual networking parties, and how to like leverage what we're putting together to get
Yeah.
results.
And, making those connections. I mean, I know that even with Leah coming on board as one of our sponsors, she was able to, you're promoting her, I'm promoting her. She's going to be on our podcast. Like she'll, a lot of
Yeah.
those will also be, facilitated not only by us, but the women that are in the community that are going to be reaching out to you. They're going to be reaching out to you saying, hey, we saw you on Kelly's podcast. We saw you on Sandy's and we heard about the conversation. Like, can we set up a call with you? Can we collaborate with you? So, that's also the byproduct of being featured like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, we want to thank you all for taking the time to be here today. We're really excited about the movement growing and the elevation and the invitation that we're extending to each and every one of you to be a part of it. Definitely grab your diamond ticket today before they are out.
Yes.
And if you know you want to be a sponsor, reach out to us right away. If you have questions about being on the rally team, about being a sponsor, about booking a section, grab your diamond
Mhm.
ticket. We will reach out to you. Or after that, you can reach out to us and then we'll talk about next steps as far as how we can get the right elevation framework for you inside the community.
Amazing. Thank you so much, you guys,
Thanks,
for being here with us
everyone.
today. And Kelly, why don't you real quick, because this will be on my podcast. I know it's going to be on yours also. Do you want to share best place for them to connect with you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can always message me at Kelly Roach Official. Either I'm in there or Krista's in there or Jessica's in there. There's always someone in the DMs. So Kelly Roach Official is a great place to connect if you have questions or just want to, follow along with everything that we're doing. Sandy?
Amazing. Yeah. And mine is just at Sandi Glandt. Again, I'm in there. My team's in there. If you message us, we'll get back to you. And then we can also, if you're thinking about sponsoring, being a part of the rally team, we can even jump on a call, have a conversation, and just find the best fit for you.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, everybody. We
Awesome.
can't wait to see you inside. We'll look for
Can't
you in
wait
the
to see you
Facebook group.
there.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.